Good morning, welcome back. Today is Monday. I'll be having biology for senior secondary school 1, that's SS1, and our topic is microorganisms and better health. Microorganisms and better health. Then under this, we'll look at the control of harmful microorganisms. Control of harmful microorganisms. Performance objective. We should explain microorganisms, describe ways by which microorganisms can be controlled, and lastly, explain immunization or vaccination. Our learning resources. As you can see, those are dots on the screen right now in form of red color, blue, black, and that. Those are what we can use to explain what microorganisms actually look like. They are they are even tiny than this, but that's just a mere diagram. A microorganism is any object, any organism that is very tiny for the eyes to see without the help of anything. So these organisms, microorganisms that we are talking about, we have the good ones and we also have the bad ones. We have some of it that are very good for the health, and we have some that are not good for the health. So today we are looking at those ones that are not really good for the health and how we can control them. So microorganisms are organisms too small to be viewed by unaided eye, as bacteria, protozoa, and some fungi and algae. Microorganisms now, those are the things. They are organisms, but they are very small to be viewed. They are not something you can actually see with your eyes, with your unaided eyes. You need the use of something like something you can use before you can actually see what. It is the use of a microscope that can help us to see those organisms. They can be found in sport food, in even soil, even the human body. So you can't see them with your natural eye, with your unaided eyes. You need the help of microscope before you be able to see those microorganisms. If you have ever visited a dump refuse site, you will see those things are there, though we can't see it. So for us to be able to see it and see what we can do about it, it is with the use of a microscope. Let's look at the ways of controlling microorganisms. Ways of controlling microorganisms. Harmful microorganisms can be controlled in the following ways. You can control it in with the use of high temperature. High temperature now, if you have any object at home that you think maybe it has an organism, maybe where you've kept it is for a long time, it's not okay, you can sterilize it by boiling it. By boiling it now, you are exposing it to high temperature. And even if it is food, you can also heat it as well. Another way you can control it is with the use of drugs and antibiotics. Many diseases can be controlled. They can be controlled through the taking of drugs or antibiotics in order to kill the microorganisms. Okay, in the case of someone having malaria now, malaria parasite, the use of chloroquine can help in controlling the microorganisms in the person's body. And another one is preserving food by salting. You can use this. Application of salt on food can help kill microorganisms or even render them inactive. Can render them, thereby preserving the food. Then the third one is immunization and vaccination. We'll explain that. And also the use of antiseptic. The use of antiseptic, you can use chemicals that can kill or chemical that can kill any antibiotics in case of our bathroom, our sponge, and all of that. We can use antiseptics and something like Dettol, hydrogen peroxide, tincture of iodine, and even chlorine water. We can use chlorine water. We can pour chlorine in our water to kill any microorganism that is present in the water. Okay, so let's see the continuation of it. Cell number 7 of it, covering of food always. You can also cover your food. If your food is properly covered, you will not expose it to you. Microorganism will not have a way to enter into your food. And okay, number 8, quarantine service. Quarantine service is a process of isolating of infected person or animals. So when people that are infected, when they are isolated from other people, you call it quarantine services. Why is it done? It is to observe the person or the animals for the evidence of the diseases before he or she mixes with the general population. And number 9, personal hygiene. Personal hygiene. When you washing of your hands before and after meals, even before preparation of food, after every defecation, washing of hands should be practiced regularly to prevent or check the spread of diseases and the spread of also microorganisms. And also promoting health education. You can promote health education by telling people the dangers involved in not covering their food, not mixing with the general public when they are infected, and all of that. Let's look at immunization or vaccination. Our definition says immunization is the process by which healthy person is inoculated with a preparation of mild form of the pathogen. Okay, when you see nurses or doctors, when they are injecting children, especially at the age of 3 months, 6 months, they are actually trying to immunize the child. Immunization is just to protect an individual against deadly diseases. You do not wait before the disease show up before you immunize the person. Now, the process of preparing those and giving it and preparing the mild form of the pathogen that you're going to put together and give the child is what we call the vaccine. Everything you've put together, everything you've mixed together to give the child a form of injection is what we call the vaccine. Vaccination is given to protect against deadly diseases, especially those caused by viruses such as measles, tuberculosis, cholera, and tetanus. Okay. For example, when someone steps on nails or any sharp object, you don't wait for the spot to become something else before you can immunize the person. In the case of measles, there is also immunization for it. Even cholera and tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, in the case of whooping cough, you can immunize such individual. So whatever you are giving now, the injection, let me call it injection, that you are giving an individual is what we call the vaccine. Thank you. Let's see in summary and conclusion. All the ways we've mentioned that they can use to control harmful microorganisms, we need to adhere to them, like boiling our food, use of drugs and antibiotics. If we notice that there is any traces of sickness that deserves use of antibiotics, and also preserving our food either by salting. You can also go for immunization, and also the use of antiseptics in case of our bathroom, our toilet, our kitchen, and all of that. Even quarantine service. You isolate infected person or animals so they don't mix with the general population. Also tell people the danger that is part of exposing yourself to microorganisms. Thank you. Then your assignment. You have to list ways of protecting ourselves from diseases caused by microorganisms. Look at the ways we can protect ourselves from diseases that are caused by microorganisms. Thank you. See you some other time.